Are you happy?
About what?
The Patriots didn't win.
Well, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm happy that Sam Darnold won.
Yeah.
I was really pulling for Sammy D.
So, would Bo Nix and the Broncos have fared better against the Seahawks?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. They would have scored a touchdown in the second quarter, probably.
I don't know. It might have been just till the fourth, but it would have been more competitive.
No. If we were trailing in the fourth, if the Seahawks scored 29 total points, Denver, 33 points in the fourth quarter, second time this season, Super Bowl champions, and the greatest Super Bowl anybody's ever watched. That's what would have happened.
But
gotcha.
Oh, baby. We here.
Well, sure.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is G. S. We did it.
Yeah, that was a
season.
That was a defensive dominated Super Bowl. Some people like it, mostly Seahawks fans. Some people hate it, mostly Patriots fans.
Fair.
Everybody else was like, could something happen? Could something?
I will say, I think it was better than the Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl. I'm not saying that as shade, because that was over from like the beginning. This at least, dude, 6-0, 9-0, and 12-0. I mean, we didn't see a touchdown until the fourth quarter.
Broncos Super Bowl started with the safety.
Yeah, I know.
How electric is that shit? Okay.
Yeah, but then it didn't get closer after that. It did not get better for the Denver Broncos.
Well, the Patriots were never close. We know that.
I mean, it was 9-0.
They never had a close 9-0. Might as well have been 35-0.
Honestly, yeah, it felt like that at times. Yeah, but it was like, so we talked about this, right? A big difference maker, offensive line, and talking about pass rush. Oh boy, Drake Maye, their leading rusher again. And on top of that, dude got sacked 6 freaking times. I was a tough night, and some turnovers really made that game more of a blowout. But yeah, that was Will Campbell. It's been a tough ride.
Yeah, the Patriots O-line got just absolutely dominated. Interior, exterior, mid-tier, high-tier, low-tier. They couldn't block any tier. They couldn't block a single tier. Seattle just... Here's the thing about the Seahawks defense, too. They're just better than you. Like, I don't think any team was beating Seattle. Like, there's the run they just went on late in the season. Their defense, they had some nice corner blitzes from Devon Witherspoon.
Yes.
A little bit of, surprise there, but really they just sit back in their coverages that they like and they say beat us, and nobody can beat them. They pressure you with 4 or 5, or they'll sneak blitz. They've got a great secondary, and the Patriots kept it close, and all those turnovers came in the second half from New England.
Yeah.
And that pick by Drake Maye when they had just scored, they'd gotten Mac Hollins, his touchdown. Maye drops a dime, back-to-back dimes to Mac Hollins.
Yep.
And then they had momentum. They
Maybe.
had a tiny bit of a chance. It was like, okay, if they're going to make it interesting, here it is. And then Maye just floats one over the middle to... I don't know if there's a miscommunication there, or it just went right to Julian Love.
Literally, he's just sitting there going, "Oh, okay, thank you."
Yeah, that was the end of the game.
That's true. Yeah, Scooter was already in the chat last night. He was just like, "Oh, I told you."
I think I told Scooter, Tom.
Scooter
K9.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Let's Let's get even more bold, Adam, and say
Okay.
Kenneth Walker wins MVP of the Super Bowl.
Oh, it's not a running back award. It's not a run.
There you go.
I was like, wait, I didn't even remember that until today. I was like, didn't I say Kenneth Walker would be good?
That sounds about right, though. It's just like I said that. Oh, okay, cool.
So
Yeah, I did.
Towards the end, I said, let's keep an eye on Kenneth Walker. And there's, oh fuck, I said MVP.
Hey, Kenneth
Yes.
Walker. It should have been Myers. Give it to a kicker. Why not?
Well, yeah, they both had a case.
Does Russ get a ring? Well, because wait, Drew Lock is still on that squad, right?
Yeah, Drew Lock got it. I think Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos should be given Super Bowl rings.
I don't know about that one.
We
Russell
gave
Wilson
Seattle all they needed to get to this Super Bowl.
Mm.
You know?
So it's basically you helped them get there.
This is the most Broncos Super Bowl victory since Super Bowl 50, you know? Like, this is a Broncos Super Bowl when we really think about it.
Yeah.
We gave them all the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
John Schneider is a very good GM, is what I know.
John Spider, listen, you're gonna love the halftime show, but Prince, come on now, Prince, one of the greatest halftime shows ever. Purple Rain in the Rain. We talked about that yesterday. I feel like I want to talk about this in a couple different things because I am really impressed with Seattle, and I think a lot of talking about Mike Vrabel, right, and what he was able to do with the Patriots team. But Mike Macdonald, man, he is a young coach coming into Seattle, turning that team around, especially that defense. Yes, like they did have the benefit of having some picks and all that, but damn, did they absolutely rebuild that roster to now winning a Super Bowl. It's pretty damn impressive how quickly it happened. And especially when Sam Darnold winds up signing with them in the offseason, it kind of doesn't move the needle a whole lot for a lot of folks, right? Because it's like, okay, well, Geno Smith was Geno Smith there. We'll see how they do with their O-line. They go and get Gray Zabel, make that offensive line significantly better. And yeah, man, I mean, their run game has been sensational since week 16 of this season after their second bout with the Rams. And it's just, they became such a balanced football team, and they continued that throughout December, and they rocked in January, and now they're Super Bowl champs. It's impressive, man. They were really well coached.
Yeah, with Sam Darnold, it just goes to show you shouldn't judge a man based on 2 games or the 36 games he had that he started his career with.
Sure.
Just ignore the first 36 and then the 2 bad ones when he's having a good season. That's how you know if he's good or bad. But yeah, I mean, Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl on his 5th NFL team, that's never happened because obviously, if you have a good quarterback, you usually keep him on roster. They talked to Kyle Shanahan before the game. And like, I really thought that the Pats had a fighting chance in this game because of their defense.
And they kept it close for 3 quarters. I mean, 9-0 is like that defense was playing really well, but holy God, did their offense, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah. And it was before the game, was Kyle Shanahan was in an interview and they were asking him about how you attack Seattle's offense or something. He's like, why are you asking me? He's like, we couldn't score against them the last 2 times we played. He's like, they're very good. I know that's not a great answer, but when Kyle Shanahan was like, I don't have an answer for their defense, I was like, oh, Josh McDaniels is fucked. You think Josh McDaniels with the second-year QB is going to find the loophole on this Seahawks defense? Probably not. If one of the greatest offensive minds in the game right now is like, good luck out there, guys. And there was a lot of people saying that. And I think the lead up to it is you fear that so many people are saying it that something's getting overlooked, but it just turned out Seattle's defense is that suffocating. Mike Macdonald had done that good of a job getting them to just be completely optimized with a ton of young talent. And, their offense had really, it's why people, the reason people were a little hesitant, I think, on Sam Darnold, even in this game, going back to those poor performances, was earlier in the season, like he turned the ball over a lot. Sam Darnold had a lot of turnovers this year, but Seattle didn't turn the ball over once in the entire postseason. I think they went the last 4 games they played, no turnovers. That's the difference. I think they switched their philosophy a little bit, where during the course of the season, they were a little more willing to attack and take shots. And a lot of those turnovers came when they had leads, which is kind of like a weird caveat when you're trying to break them down.
Sure.
But they just played very smart, safe football. They leaned on their run game more. They lose Zach Charbonnet, which I thought was going to be an obstacle for them, but it almost just unlocked Kenneth Walker.
Yep.
And they played safer, smarter football. And I thought Sam Darnold, the real difference in this game was Sam Darnold handled the pressure far more effectively than Drake Maye. Because Darnold was under pressure a lot as well. I think New England blitzed way more than Seattle did. But Darnold, he just threw it away.
He was navigating the pocket really well, too. I mean, there was like plenty of times where that rush was getting to him. And he only got sacked once, obviously, but he was able to avoid it pretty darn well. And dude, but that's what one of the big difference makers was, right? You look at that offensive line with Geno Smith, and I know Geno Smith is a different quarterback than Sam Darnold, but it's night and day, right? Like getting Zabel, crushing on that draft pick, but I think you hit the nail on the head. Again, they've had over 100 rushing yards in each game since week 16, and they wound up finishing top 15. They finished 11th in rushing yards before the playoffs started. And having that run game to even just lean on, dude, Mike Macdonald learned from that AFC Championship game when the Ravens were the number 1 rushing team, right? And just like, oh man, if I ever get to this point, I should just run the ball. When they stopped running it against Kansas City, they handed the rock to Kenneth Walker 27 times.
Yeah.
Right. So he averaging 5 yards a carry, and it was enough. Kenneth Walker had himself a really good game. And meanwhile, you look at what the Patriots were able to do. Drake Maye is their leading rusher. And you and I talked about this, right? Like he's been able to, in the Broncos game, in the Chargers game, utilize his feet. He had a couple of big runs here, but dude, they had no run game to lean on whatsoever. And so it was like, okay, well, Drake May's got to throw the ball a whole bunch of times. And he was getting hit constantly because that O-line was not doing him any favors.
Yeah. And the only reason Drake Maye didn't take 7 sacks in that game is because he ended up throwing the ball to Uchenna Nwosu for a pick 6.
Yeah, it was a pick 6 instead of a strip sack.
He avoided the sack, but he threw a pick 6. And I didn't even realize that counted as a pick 6 until I think like after the game, because that play happened so fast. He got hit. I thought the ball just popped in the air to Nwosu, but no, he got rid of it. So Witherspoon didn't get the second sack there. And that 7th sack would have tied him for, most sacks in a Super Bowl. But wow, Kevin. Wow. Low blow, Kevin.
Way to go,
Low blow. Even for you, Kevin, with all your knee issues. Have a little respect for Colorado's own Lindsey Vonn.
I don't think she's from Colorado.
She claims Colorado. She grew up here in Vail.
Was the snowboarder guy, right? Ollie, he's from Colorado?
Yeah. Dude, Colorado, you know how many Winter Olympians we have?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the perfect place for it.
We breed them here.
It was very funny. Like, sorry, this is going to get real off topic real quick, but we were watching a bunch of like the snowboarding and we were watching some of the skating on Saturday and Friday. And it was crazy. They're just like, oh yeah, like they have a winter resort in their backyard. And I'm like, what lives you people live? Like, where are you coming from? Regardless. Yeah. And I agree with this, Nick, because if there's anything for the Patriots to hang their hat on, right? Because this was a disappointing game for them. Is their defense is for real, man. We talked about their defense and okay, maybe they don't have the greatest pass rush. And then they play the Chargers. They have a really good pass rush. Oh, okay. Well, the Chargers have a bad O-line. Then they have a pretty good pass rush against the Texans. They force all those turnovers. But okay, CJ Stroud has a really bad game and they don't have a great O-line. But then they're able to get pressure after the Broncos, right? And just like we were talking about, they got pressure after Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. And the fact that it was a 9-0 ball game, even though their offense couldn't do anything, is really damn impressive. Like their defense had a really good game, and then it just all fell apart at the end. You have Seattle scoring what was 17 points in the fourth quarter. But their offense, man, I mean, their O-line, Will Campbell, whether he's injured or not, things have to get better there. He got sacked. So what is that, 6 now? So he got sacked 21 times in the playoffs. He is now the most sacked quarterback in playoff history, surpassing Joe Burrow. So there you go. Shout out to the Bengals. And I think he tied the amount of fumbles, right? I think it was like 7 fumbles or something.
Fumbles, 20 plus sacks or 21 sacks. Yeah. It was not a good run for the Patriots O-line. The silver lining is I think New England knows what they need to do to get better. And they just gotta keep adding to that line until it's actually a dominant unit. And I think their schedule this season, it kind of went unnoticed because they were winning games and Drake Maye was playing well. I do think this game vindicated our friend Sam Monson. I think Sam got a little vindicated for his Justin Herbert MVP vote, which, by the way, his second vote was Stafford. So, as he pointed out, had he not voted for Justin Herbert, Stafford would have just won by 1 more vote. So, there you go. There's part of it. But watching his argument about like Herbert playing behind one of the worst offensive lines all season and being impressed with that versus Drake Maye basically playing with Justin Herbert's offensive line in the Super Bowl and it being just one of the worst quarterback performances we've seen. Like, I thought that gave him just a little bit of credit there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're the Patriots, you have cap space, man. And it's exactly like you said, you're going to have to nail the draft. Obviously, you're going to be picking at the end of the first round, but I still think overall a very successful season for Mike Vrabel and the Patriots, especially from where they were, right? And you could talk about schedule. You could talk about people being whatever. You can have all your opinions, overrate, whatever. I don't care. But the fact that they were able to make it back to the Super Bowl is pretty damn impressive, right? And it's like you said, you know what you need to fix. Fixing that O-line is going to make a substantial difference. And then you turn to the Seahawks. You know, we talk about Kenneth Walker having a great game. Mike Macdonald winning, what is he, 38 years old? Winning that Super Bowl?
Joins McVay, Tomlin, and Gruden as under 40 coaches to win the Super Bowl.
So incredibly impressive. And it seems like the Seahawks, like they can build on that too, right? Like I don't know. They have a lot in front of them. I think the Seahawks future is pretty damn bright. They are going to lose Clint Kubiak, right? So we'll kind of see how that is going to impact Seattle.
That'll be tough.
That will be tough. But when you're talking about Mike Vrabel and giving him flowers, I mean, I don't know, man. Mike Macdonald, it's just so damn impressive. It's so damn impressive the way that he has turned that team around. That defense is formidable, to say the very least.
He turned the defense around and like in that same thought, the Ravens defense took a giant step backwards after he left. So, and he's the first defensive head coach who called he's the first coach to call the defense in the Super Bowl and win as a head coach, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But in like, you know, everybody was, you know, dunking on the Patriots today. And I think that's mostly like a response to Patriots fans.
Sure.
In that nobody wanted to see them get a win after being out of it for 4 full years, right? Like, I think the Patriots are in equally good hands with Mike Vrabel. I think they have a lot of really insanely talented pieces. Like Christian Gonzalez was...
Dude.
If the Patriots had won that game, you would have been looking at Christian Gonzalez as possibly their MVP. Single-handedly prevented 2 touchdowns in the first half for him. Craig Woodson, their safety, was fucking really good. He had a game, I forget what game he was really good at in the playoffs, but like that dude came out of nowhere. Now I know who Craig Woodson is. That guy was all over the place. So like Gonzalez, and even Milton Williams, he was so close on a couple, that one Sam Darnold run. The only guy close to stopping Darnold early was Milton Williams. I think Williams was the only guy who sacked Sam Darnold. He was making plays, but it just kind of gets lost in the muck of the entire game. Like New England's going to be good, and they should be able to get better this offseason.
Yeah,
I think
so.
They're still in a decent cap spot. So
yep, they are.
You know.
Yeah.
And their division, like they got Buffalo to contend with, but the Jets aren't going to be good. The Dolphins aren't going to be good right away. Maybe Halfley, gets them there, but
yeah. Coy! Seahawks won the freaking fracking Super Bowl. Today is a great day. Oh, yeah. I was seeing Blitz partying up there, making snow angels with the confetti. And also, I mean, this has to... Hold on, let me...
Oh, you fat with a 3. Yes, I just said that. That is that man's name. Don't tweet at me.
Let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks season for a hot second. One, I don't think anybody anticipated them being here, right? No. Winning the Super Bowl.
No.
So you have that. They get the number 1 seed. They knock off 2 of their division rivals in the playoffs. They blow out the 49ers 2 times in a row, right? On the way to the playoffs and then also in the playoffs. Then they beat the Rams in the NFC Championship game. Then not only do they win the Super Bowl, but they win it in the 49ers stadium.
Yeah.
And it's against a team that they have some of the worst Super Bowl trauma from Super Bowl 49 was like, I should have ran the ball. And they obliterated them.
Yeah.
This Hawks fans has to probably be one of the most vindicating / healing seasons that they've ever gone through. To knock off your division rivals and then knock off the Patriots 11 years later in the Super Bowl. That's pretty damn good, man. Yeah, I don't know how Seahawks fans top that one.
They don't. And next year, when the Broncos vindicate themselves by beating the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, I better get some respect from you, Seattle. All right? Also, here's a stat I found for winners and losers. The Seahawks defense had more sacks, 9, and takeaways, 4, in 2 games at Levi's Stadium this season than the Niners did in their 8 home games combined.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
If you want to know what Robert Saleh was working with on that defense.
Wasn't great.
No.
Wasn't great. Nah, man. It's, yeah. And, there's always going to be the what if, right? Like, maybe it could have been the Broncos. Who knows? Maybe we would have seen the Bills and the Patriots and that. Yeah. But, yeah, man, I think overall, it was, for me, I understand it was a little bit more of a slower game. I liked that there was a defensive game, and this is also what was kind of anticipated.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, yeah, man, you have 2 really damn good defenses. If they're able to get after the opposing quarterback, one was able to do so more than the other. But I think the thing that was one of the other difference makers besides the O-line was the fact that just Kenneth Walker was able to move it on the ground. Because, just being able, here you go, have a good one, can hand it off to you. It makes a huge difference, man. And Cooper Kupp, him getting a freaking Super Bowl win, and this was after DK Metcalf left. Oh, yeah, DK Metcalf, that's a bit of a downgrade, huh? You go over to Pittsburgh. Yeah. That game against the Texans. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, and one thing we didn't really touch on is JSN had to leave that game for a while to get evaluated for concussion. So Cooper Kupp actually stepped up when JSN was out of there. But JSN dropped a couple passes. I feel like Cooper Kupp dropped 1 or 2 passes. Sam Darnold was not getting a ton of help from his ball catchers in this game.
No.
Also, I think the concussion protocol for the Super Bowl, they need to be able to speed that shit up. They sent JS into the blue medical tent, and then they're like, actually, you need to go to the locker room. And then they let him go back in there. I think you got to be a little bit quicker in that for the Super Bowl. I don't want anybody, getting unnecessary head trauma, okay? But it's the fucking Super Bowl, and he missed. It felt like almost like an entire quarter. The other thing that was nice is there were, I think, until the 4th quarter, just 2 flags in this game.
Dude, it was so quiet.
Dude, this game, they let a Seahawk throw a punch and didn't throw a flag.
They hit a ref.
There was a weird brawl and not a single flag. I was like, what is happening?
Yep.
And what happened? It made the game better.
It did.
I don't know how the NFL doesn't understand this, because they do it every year where the playoffs happen. They let the guys play a little more. It's like the officials, they stop over officiating the game. And this season specifically, it's just resulted in better football. And why they don't take that same approach through the course of the regular season, I just don't understand.
Because it was funny, because by the end of the night, people were like, wait, why is that not a flag? Like, we're calling 4 flags. But yeah, I mean, it was very nice that it was so quiet. And Ben, this is a great point. Holy cow. Michael Dixon, the punter for Seattle, sensational night, especially when it was an incredibly close game. He had some really good freaking kicks last night. Like, we're talking about that special teams. And yeah, like Shaheed, didn't make a huge marker on this game. But Myers, perfect, right? They need him. And also their punting unit was perfect. So, special team. There you go.
It was, we talked so much about special teams, and it was never Myers. It was never the kickers. It was Shaheed and Marcus Jones, but it, turned out to be the kicker and punter. And if you're talking about them as MVPs, means it's a defensive game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you look forward now.
What the fuck is this? No, I don't. Bad head injury takes? You're wrong.
It's just because Perna has had some bad head
You're
injuries.
wrong. Just because I can't remember my takes doesn't mean they're bad.
Well,
go back and look at all the fucking concussion videos we did. Saying I want a faster concussion protocol in the Super Bowl means I like head injuries all of a sudden? You fucks. Come on.
Perna's like, it's the end of the season.
I said, I don't want this to mean that JSN has a head injury. I say that took forever. And they let him
so
back
you want
in
the
game,
Jackson Dart
so
special.
He was fine. And if I'm a player, I want to go back into the Super Bowl quickly. All right? I'll put words in my mouth.
Well, Roshan, you're gonna get that. I mean, like it's gonna happen. I mean, the Patriots, because the narrative heading into this game was like, oh man, like the Seahawks are gonna destroy them. And I thought it'd be a close game because of the defense. It was for 3 quarters, and then things opened up at the very end. But yeah, man, I think the offense has to get, but it has to come down to the O-line. The O-line, that is a very glaring need and issue for the Patriots going forward. And it's like, okay, you try and go get Will Campbell. Hopefully it was just an injury thing, and that's what he was dealing with, and that's why the play hasn't been so great. But they need to make that offensive line more solid, because Drake Maye, regardless of how great of a season he had, dude, it's going to be real tough to win a Super Bowl when you get sacked nearly 7 times. That's going to be tough. And it's not going to get easier too, right? Like the schedule is probably going to get harder for them. They're going to have, because they won the AFC East, right? They're by rule, they're going to have a tougher schedule. So yeah, I mean, and you look at the pathway that they went through. Yeah, they went up against some elite defenses, why I had to give them a lot of credit. And how'd I say they were going to win this football game? If they dragged the Seahawks down into the dirt, right? And we're like, okay, like this is going to be a really low scoring game. But Seattle also didn't fall prey to what a lot of other coaches this postseason have done. They actually just took the points.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, no, we're not going to do anything crazy. Just like, here we go. We're just going to kick a field goal. Have a nice day. Yup, it'll be 9-0 at halftime. But it was enough. I mean, dude, like you look at the Broncos, right? They didn't take the points in the beginning. They could have won that game, or at least goes into overtime.
Yeah, I'm happy Jarrett Stidham didn't have to play against that Seattle defense, but Bo Nix stays healthy. Who knows? Who knows?
But Pat's having it in front of them, man. You know what you need to do to get better, and that's it. That's that Bugs. They got him. But it's also interesting because the NFC West, you assume, is going to get better too. It'll be interesting, no Robert Saleh for the 49ers, but you have to think they're not going to be dealing with the injury issues that they had this year. You hope. And on top of that, like the Rams should still be pretty damn good. So the NFC West is going to be entertaining. And then there's the Cardinals, which pew, 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 pew. Hey, that's my defensive coordinator. You shut your mouth. That's it.
Got that fire in our gut.
We got fire. How many of you drove here?
You got that fire in your gut?
I got that fire in my gut.
Mm.
I do. Sam Darnold. I want to take a little bit more time and talk about Sam Darnold for a hot second. You mentioned 5 different teams, right? Drafted by the Jets. I hope that man feels so vindicated because, good God, the amount of crap that Sam Darnold has been given, and you rightfully said, right, dude, he had turnovers this season, especially early on,
Yeah,
right, where it was not
the...
looking that great, and it was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is going to be tough. But having that support around him, whether it's the blocking, whether it's the run game, whether it's a really good defense, that's what makes this a team sport, right? And before, you had those couple of touchdowns, like Sam Darnold wasn't at like lighting it up on the stat sheet, but dude, he played really good football and he avoided sacks. He didn't turn the ball over. And now he's Super Bowl champ. That's such a good story. Like, that's such a feel-good story of like, damn, man, tossed aside by the Jets. He couldn't produce there. But, oh, man, it seems like when you support a player and actually build around them to their strengths, they could potentially do well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And Sam Darnold was not good in New York. Like,
no.
When they moved on from him, nobody was like, oh, yeah, they need to keep this guy. What are they doing? It was like, oh, this guy's a bust. Because he did not play well. But we know for sure now that's the New York Jets are not a team any player should want to be drafted for at this point. No fucking way. You can win defensive rookie of the year and offensive rookie of the year for the New York Jets, and you are still going to be screwed forever. The team that really whiffed is the Vikings, and we can't get a clear answer there, right? They fired their general manager. Yep. They're like, Kevin O'Connell wanted him the whole time, and then there are reports like, well, no, Kevin O'Connell was ready to move on from him, and then they lost Daniel Jones as well, and then they were like, oh, wait, hold on. So, like, multiple teams passed on Darnold. Darnold spent a year with the 49ers. I think that probably benefited him quite a bit. Took all the pressure off, let him just learn a bunch of shit. The Vikings, though, they saw him play really well, and they had already drafted J.J. McCarthy. So that's the one that stings. But, yeah, it's a great story. Anybody who's counted out and then they come back and prove us wrong, like, that's my favorite shit.
Yeah.
I love to think of players not good, and then, oh, yeah, he just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But also to give the Vikings some credit, right? I agree. This Gonzalez was a baller, man. He's so freaking good. To give them some credit, right? Like, they took a shot on Sam Darnold and like you saw how good he could be. Yeah. Right. And like, got to give KOC some credit while their offensive line did fall apart, in those last 2 games and, they just got beat. I don't know if you are crowning the Minnesota Vikings if Sam Darnold stays. Because,
no, but they would have been a playoff team.
But they're probably a playoff team.
They would have been in the dance. They would have had a shot. Yeah. And I think their defense came up pretty strong late in the season. So I think they could have made
number 1, man.
They could have made a run, Minnesota.
Yeah.
They also had Clint Kubiak in Minnesota, by the way.
There you go. King Andrew giving Perna a hundo.
Oh, Andrew, for Grossi's upcoming charity stream, I was considering teasing you again, but after Nix's ankle, you've been punished enough. Thanks, Andrew. Let's see here. What do we got?
Johnny John John!
And?
Pero Bo Nix is especial con great play.
The Broncos would have had J.K. Dobbins in the Super Bowl too. He would have been ready to go. He would have been the Super Bowl MVP.
I'm curious now on your take in the AFC. Right, the AFC, weird ass year.
Sure,
for the AFC. I would say that. Right, Chiefs weren't there, Ravens weren't there, Bengals weren't there. So you got some new teams, that were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do you feel more or less confident after watching the Patriots lose in the Super Bowl of like, okay, like we are close to that spot? Obviously, you go to the AFC Championship, you don't play with Bo Nix, that makes a huge difference. Do you have like that
No.
same level of confidence? Because okay.
I feel like this was their window to get there. This was a very nice window to get there, and it's going to be really hard to get back to that championship game. I think the Broncos are going to be good, and I think they're going to take some swings in free agency this year because they're off the dead cap hit. So we'll see, after that in the draft. But and it's hard. I don't think the Bengals are going to be like a contender. I think they'll be better, but I think Joe Burrow is just destined to die in Cincinnati. I think the Chiefs will be more competitive next year. I do think they'll be better next year. But I think like a team like the Ravens, they bring in Jesse Minter. So
the Chargers should be getting better
if
too.
The Chargers can have a healthy O-line. I think the AFC playoff picture could look wildly different next season. So
I can see that.
And I think Denver's going to be very good. I think they're going to be very competitive.
Yeah.
But the Broncos, if they want to get back there, they're going to have to learn to have a lot more success on offense consistently through the course of a game. There were so many of their victories that were they were one-score victories, right? They were too close. They need to be able to go in and against a good team kind of assert their dominance. And that's what I'm going to want. That's what I'm going to want to see from the Broncos in 2026 when I relearn how to speak.
Well, Mal, it's a great point too. I mean, yeah, Drake Maye, I think he had 74 yards or something heading into that fourth quarter. They were dominating. I don't know about frauds on offense, but they were just overwhelmed. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't pass the ball because the pass rush kept getting there and they were sacking them nonstop. So what are you going to do? They got that one drive where they scored in 3 plays and they were just airing it out. It's a really good ball by Drake Maye. But just not having that consistency at all and going up against a really good defense, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be, and especially when the Seahawks are building a lead, that they don't feel like a team that is going to be okay, we're going to be able to put up a ton of points and be able to come back against a really good defense. Because you look at that, they were able to get a lead or keep it super duper close and just hold on to it, or we're talking a difference of field goals.
Yeah, and I talked about that in the Super Bowl power rankings. I forget who posted the observation about Sean McDermott, but it was the Bills went to cover 6 on defense, and they ran it 50 or a little over 50% of the time against Drake Maye. And they're that was kind of the formula to slow down Drake Maye, was deploying that defense. Yep. And he was one of the worst rated quarterbacks against that coverage all season long. And the Seattle Seahawks run out of that formation more than, I think they ran out of that formation 3rd most in the league. So, that's one of those observations that I just think kind of turned out to be true. And I think it's one of those things that you'll see as Drake Maye progresses in his NFL career, learns what works there. And it's hard because I don't exactly know what cover 6 is, but it's a variation of it's your 2 high safeties, right? You're forcing everything underneath. And we've seen that shit slow down Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. It's very effective as long as you have the personnel up front to run it and to take away the run game. Because what you do in that defense is you open up the run game. But Seattle is this weird team where they're still very good against the run while keeping both of their safeties deep. So
it's because Drake Maye, he excelled at the deep ball this year, right? And so taking that away, I mean, again, had those nice throws, but taking that away and going, no, we dare you to run against us. Oh, and anytime you try to throw, we're still going to get that pressure. That's tough, man. That's tough. But hey, defenses win chair. DeMarcus Lawrence. Oh man, you want to talk about a take that has aged incredibly well? Oh boy.
Never won the Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, again, for the Seahawks, when you're looking at them, you just worry about their division, right? It felt like the NFC was stronger than the AFC this year. Not that that's going to be the same next season, but it's that division that they are in is going to be tough. But if they have that cap space and losing Kubiak, we'll see how they replace him. But I don't think that there's any reason to doubt, especially with that defense, that the Seahawks are going to be in a position where, they're going to be playoff contenders again next year and see where they go from there. especially if they have that run game still. Dude, Kenneth Walker, I'm so happy for him. And someone said that was the first time that a running back has won Super Bowl MVP since 1998. What happened in 98?
Since Terrell Davis, baby.
Oh, what game was that?
Oh, who did the Broncos beat?
I don't think anybody.
Bowl?
I don't think anybody.
It was the Green Bay Dick Picks. That's right.
That's fair. That's a fair shot at Favre. That's fair. And I'll allow that one. That's okay.
Yeah. Super Bowl 32, Terrell Davis. Dude, I love that a running back got MVP.
And Kenneth Walker was a beast, man.
Yeah, he was so good. He was
Zach Charbonnet. Like he
was most of their offense. He set up all those field goals, really.
Damn, that's pretty crazy. First Super Bowl champ to not commit a turnover in the playoffs and first 1 seed to beat 3 12-win teams in a playoff run. Damn.
Yeah. Seattle, they had to play against tough teams. And they got, they went through the right gauntlet to the Super Bowl. They're just a fundamentally sound football team. They don't fuck up a lot.
No! Make him come. No! They're Minnesota Vikings crying on the field.
Sorry. Had to. Sam was pressured more than Maye. What was the pressure rate from last night?
I don't know what the overall rate was, but I know Darnold was pressured 70% of the time in the first half.
Yeah.
No, that's what I said. Darnold mitigated that relentless pressure.
That's crazy.
Better. That was the difference.
Yeah, Seahawks allowed 9th lowest passer rating under pressure during the regular season. I don't care about that. Oh, this is not what I want. Okay.
No, you're way off. You're not even close.
That's not what I want. That's not. But yeah, no. Again, but Darnold did a nice job, man. He didn't turn the ball. There was like a 1 or 2 throws where it was like, ooh. But if that's what I'm sitting here dissecting, going, oh, there's 1 or 2 throws that really weren't so good. There was another one that Drake Maye threw that like he was throwing in like triple coverage. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. So
yeah, and that Patriots caught that ball too, didn't they? I thought it was going to get picked, but I think it was Hunter Henry there or Mac Hollins. I forget. Drake Maye missed a wide open Hunter Henry.
Dude, that was a tough one.
But I think that might have been their touchdown drive. I can't remember. Darnold missed. He overshot Shaheed and JSN. He had JSN
who was able to escape
early, but neither of the quarterbacks really had success throwing deep, and that was just simply because of the pressure.
Done that. Yeah, I agree.
No, I think we should do both.
Crap on everybody.
Shit on the Patriots for being a shitty team in the Super Bowl, like we did to the Chiefs last year, and praise Seattle for dominating them. Now, we can say the Patriots had a great season, but they sucked balls in the Super Bowl. That's fine.
They did.
That's true.
Wasn't good in the
That's
Super Bowl.
just a true saying.
Wasn't good in the Super Bowl. Yes, they did. Yeah, that's true. NFC. I would like it to be the Packers, but NFC. We did it. Conference. Rawr. I don't know. We'll see. Perna, I think, has a good point. Like, I think the AFC could look wildly different next year. I'm very, very curious. And obviously, we're going to see Mike McCarthy lead the Steelers to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, that's going to be the big difference maker. So, oh yeah, just a low key wedding. It's totally fine. That will be That will be the greatest trivia like ever. If you're just like walking in and just doing icebreakers, and it's like, oh yeah, 2 truths and a lie. I got married at the Super Bowl.
Crazy. Dude, I think the tree people in the halftime show, that was pretty crazy. I'm all for tree. I want more tree people in the halftime shows.
So you should watch more Lord of the Rings.
I've watched.
You got Ents.
I've seen it. It's a Fangold Forest. What's it called?
Say Bengal Forest?
Fangold. Fangold.
Okay, so you know things. Are the Falcons cooked? I don't think the Falcons are cooked, but my concern. Oh,
I mean, they got a player going to jail, so.
Oh, yeah. You know what? There we go.
Top edge rusher.
Here's the thing to end the show on. Yeah. Let's talk about Pierce. Holy crap, man. So he rammed his car into his ex-girlfriend's car, and like it was an aggressive stalking that he got like, oh boy, buddy, like this.
I think he injured a police officer.
Like, oh, buddy, like that's a big no-no. And especially after we've been praising the Falcons and like their pass rush has gotten so much better. They decided to take a big swing. And that is where I'm concerned because it's like, oh crap, like what the hell is going to happen to his career? But two, I feel like they're also in a division that feels like it's getting better. The Buccaneers, even if they're at the same spot, right? They're going to be competing for that division title. Shuck, we got to see more of him, but I have more hope in those Saints than I've had in some years. And the Panthers, they nearly beat the Rams in the playoffs. So, yeah, the Pierce thing is,
oh
boy, that's a tough one.
It's felony charges.
Yeah,
so,
it's like he's in trouble. This is bad.
He fucked up. And there were things about him before the draft, right? About the character concerns. Sure. And you hear that.
You hear it.
And when you talk about the draft and you're talking about like these young players coming in, you try and be careful because you don't really know necessarily what some of those concerns are if they're not like documented things. But he was one of those players and I didn't know much about it, but it was something you heard and you're like, oh, hopefully like, it's not true or like whatever, but I would say those concerns were very valid. They were very valid, and he had 10.5 sacks. The Falcons finally get an edge rush, and now he's probably going to be in jail.
Charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated stalking, and other charges. And I didn't realize, so he was dating a WNBA player. I didn't know that.
That's what he was trying to chase down in his car.
Oh.
After trying to prevent her from getting into her car, something like that. Caused an accident, resisted arrest.
Yep, there was a police chase.
Did all of it.
Connected to domestic violence.
Like he basically ended his entire career over the weekend.
It's not good, man. It is not good at all. So that's why they might be cooked. But it'd probably take too long. I still have to play those games. They're good things. But, I've heard good things. But yeah, so
good luck, Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome, Kevin Stefanski. He's like, man, finally, I get to get out. I don't have to deal with Deshaun Watson anymore. Like, I don't got to deal with any legal issue. And here we go. That's a time.
I agree. I should have been in the Manscaped commercial. I should be the fucking face of that company by now. They should be paying me $6 million a year to be the face of their ball trimmers. But I'll just keep sending them emails asking for that exact scenario.
Marist. There we go. Yeah, Marist. I went to school 20 minutes away from Marist. Oh, that's pretty. I didn't realize that Jason Myers went to Marist. That's pretty cool. I don't know that. Second favorite Super Bowl. Well, it's the second Super Bowl that you've won. So I would imagine, this is going to be your... I didn't think you were going to say 49 was going to be, your favorite. I would imagine. Dude, that's a crazy stat. The fact that the Seahawks have had 0 turnovers in the playoffs, that's the first time ever? I mean, I know they played one less game, but that's pretty damn impressive.
It's very impressive.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. So, who knows, man? Perna, as we turn the page on the 2025-2026 NFL season.
The page.
Because we're so good at this.
Yeah.
What do you think is the Super Bowl matchup next year on Valentine's Day?
Tune in tomorrow for our way too early Super Bowl predictions in 2027.
Exactly.
Wow. Seahawks losing Clint Kubiak. I don't think they're going to repeat. I think their defense will be just as good, but I don't think they're going to repeat.
It's true.
They got a big vacancy to fill on offense. It
being played on Valentine's Day.
Oh, is it on Valentine's Day?
It is on Valentine's Day. I just feel like the Super Bowl could use a little love.
Oh, Jordan Love?
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow.
Because we saw Julian Love.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, another J Love.
Maybe if they don't get cursed. Also, I'm glad your curse wheel didn't work again.
Kind of did.
Nah, because of JSN.
JSN, Cooper Kupp was dropping them for a while. People were like, Curse Wheel's taking out the Seahawks skill players. And I was like, I forgot it did that. But Kenneth Walker bucked the trend.
That's true. That's true.
I kind of wish this Super Bowl would have just ended 12-0. That would have been more.
First
more
shutout
fun.
ever in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, shutout, no touchdowns, just nothing but, defensive domination.
So who do you got in the Super Bowl?
I'm thinking through it.
Think harder.
Okay.
All right, here we
Give
go.
me the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC.
Same.
And I don't think this is going to happen. But give me the Jags versus the Panthers.
Wait,
Give me the
I ask you,
expansion
what do you
team
think is going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, Bryce Young. Nope, it's actually Derek Carr quarterbacking the Panthers. He's coming out of retirement. I think it will. I think the Jags got a good chance. Who would be NFC? Give me Jags Seahawks. Jags win.
You just say they're not going back.
I said they're not gonna. Yeah, I said they're not gonna repeat, but they'll get back there and they'll lose. They're either gonna lose to the Jaguars or the Broncos in the Super Bowl. There, said it, nailed it.
Okay. That's fine. Hey, there you go. Moved from Arizona to Washington 5 years ago. This is what winning feels like. Yeah, that's a
There you go.
shift.
That is a shift. Yeah.
That's a little bit of a shift. So, the Super Bowl logo was a bunch of different colors. I don't think that mattered. I think that the season ended perfectly because for everyone out there who's like, hey, the NFL is scripted, because this is exactly what the NFL wanted. A 9-0 ball game going into the fourth quarter really is just going to bump up those ratings. Just woo. And then for a second when it could actually get close, it's a complete and total blowout. So we done did it.
You did it. Yay.
Well, again, you mentioned this about the Seahawks, about, them having to get back. The Patriots will get a harder schedule, but they are in an easier division. They do have to worry about the Bills. We'll kind of see what they look like, but they got a brand new head coach. I don't think they're going to have to worry about the Jets, the Dolphins. I think it's going to take a little bit for them to get back. So, they have a chance to win the AFC East again. They'll be contending. And if they fix that O-line, like that defense is a championship quality, or caliber, I should say, defense. So, Who knows, man? Who knows? Oh, to be a tree.
Man,
Tree.
they should have had urinating tree as a tree person at the Super Bowl.
I agree with that.
That would have been fun.
Seahawks Broncos, please no. Please no.
There's a chance.
It could have been.
Anything is possible.
It could have been.
Yeah, Denver's going to take some swings in free agency, I believe. They got Bo on his rookie deal still. So there's this little window. I think they're going to overspend a bit. But
I can see it.
maybe Kenneth Walker's a Bronco. Back-to-back Super Bowl MVPs for Kenneth Walker. Huh? Walker and J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey combined for 700 yards in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, the three-headed monster.
Alex, it did look like that as time was going on. I'm like, wow, okay, there's a lot of NFC West teams that are in here. And the NFC West dominated the playoffs, man. Like, the 49ers beat the defending Super Bowl champs, right? You had two NFC West teams in the championship game, and I have one win the Super Bowl. The writing was on the wall. It was there.
It was there.
Okay, Jam.
It was
Perna,
there.
what do you got coming out today?
We'll have winners and losers. The real winners and losers from Super Bowl 60.
Broncos 49ers.
You could make a case for the Niners of just getting healthy. Might be good.
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting what they do without Salah. But yeah, I agree with you. Just getting healthy is going to make that team better.
You'd think.
Where's Brandon Ayuk going? It'll be fun.
Yeah, where is he going?
I don't know. Ooh. I think the I think the Bills probably make this a better game, right? If they made it,
Yeah, 100%.
maybe they have a little bit more success running against Seattle.
They would have had way more success running against Seattle. And Josh Allen would have.
Broncos would've been interesting.
He would have. Josh
If
Allen.
we get Packers Broncos Super Bowl on Valentine's Day next year, the Do You Believe in Love Bowl.
Oh my God, dude!
Come on now.
Give it to us.
Come on now. That's it.
Do you believe in?
No. I didn't say Colston Loveland winning. Okay, Colston Loveland already did very good against the Packers. That's all done now. There's no more.
Colston.
The NFC freaking North is going to be so competitive next year. That's not going to be fun. I'm not going to enjoy that.
I'm just going to enjoy not thinking about next year for a little bit.
Yeah, because now the season's the season's not like over for us just yet, but
No, we got
it's
2
close.
months, 2.5, 3 months, 3 more months.
There you go. Give me a little bit this afternoon. I'll have every NFL fan's reaction to Super Bowl 60. I put out a Patriots and Seahawks reaction late last night. You can go and check that out. Hey, Gonzalez and Witherspoon, man. They're those guys.
Yeah, they got an award in winners and losers.
That was phenomenal. Thank you so much. I cannot wait. Oh, and Perna, before I go, can I show you this actually from Q&A? I got this as a gift.
Let me see your blanket. Let me see how you stay warm.
Freaking crocheted. Freaking look at this.
Whoa,
It's
oh my
crocheted.
God.
Dude, that's what I said.
That's insane.
Yeah, like, holy crap. So I'm going to just use this during the Millie stream when I sleep on the floor and just have me cover me. So yes, Thank your mom again. This is absolutely incredible. That's one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
That is so funny, dude.
Thank you. Well, folks, we appreciate the hell out of you and rocking with us for yet another season. So thank you very, very much. And we'll see you next time. I'm Tom Grossi. And that's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated.
And you reached your destination.
Where are we? When are we coming back?